What's up, guys? Welcome to the LDS Gamers podcast. This is episode 22, probably. I am Martin Luther Bling. I am going to be doing my best to host today in the absence of LDSG Ghost. He's enjoying a vacation, well deserved. But today, I am joined by On the Loose. Say
Yes,
hello. Oh, he said hello. Welcome. We've also got Vader Van Oden here.
That's me.
It's him. And our special guest for today is Cosplaying Cat.
Hello.
So, as I was explaining in our first take of this, I discovered Cosplaying Cat doing Twitch Sings. She sang some duets with me. My favorite one was A Whole New World, where I screamed really creepily, "Don't you dare close your eyes" on that line, which I've always found to be really creepy. And it made Kat bust up laughing, which is honestly pretty easy to do. But it was really funny. I clipped it. I don't know if she's comfortable with me sharing it on stream, but you can probably find that somewhere. And yeah, it was a beautiful duet. Thank you, Blinn. So it was a lot of fun. It's really easy to make her laugh. Yes, it is, Max Hunter. But yeah, so her streams are really fun. If you want to see her bust up laughing or scream when she's playing a spoopy game, this Spooptober, go check her out. We just shouted her out in chat, but her URL is her name under her webcam. So yeah, go check her out. I discovered her and found out she's another streamer of faith. We'll say always looking for other family friendly streamers, people that we can have on the podcast. So thank you for joining us today.
Me.
All right, so we're gonna start off with what we've been up to, what we've been playing. On the Loose had started doing this, and then I realized we didn't have anyone's audio except for me, so we're back to where we were before. So Loose, if you want to talk about what you've been playing.
Yes, I will talk about what I've been playing again because it's so exciting. Everyone loves it. So I caught the Minecraft bug, so I'm playing Minecraft a lot, and I play a lot of Final Fantasy 14, and I'm not excited for really anything coming out because I don't know, I haven't really kept up too much either. That's my problem.
There's so much.
No, there's not. Oh, I should rephrase that. There's not anything I can afford to play right now.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, and then that's me.
Cool. Vader, what have you been up to?
How long do I have? Well, recently, me and my son were kind of partnered up or teamed up with a gaming tech company called Playtech here in New Zealand. They just sell gaming accessories, computers, keyboards, and whatnot. And they invited us to an event up in Auckland. It's an 8-hour drive. Not that it matters to anyone over there.
That's significant.
And so it was school holidays. We thought we'd drive up, and we went and tried out Hado. And I don't know if anyone's ever heard of it. You may have. Oh, sorry, shush. So Hado is AR techno sport. He's playing our video now that we talk about it. It's big in Japan. It's a Japanese game. Hado, if you want to Google it as well. And basically, it's dodgeball, but you're shooting AR fireballs at each other. And it was a lot of fun. We actually really enjoyed it. We got it was an exclusive kind of hands-on. It's new to New Zealand. Playtech, the company I mentioned before, bringing it in and having license to bring it to New Zealand from Japan.
So you have like a shielded area that they can't go through?
Yep. So you can summon your shields. So you have you got to power up the shield and then deploy it, and you have 3 for the 80-second match. And you got stats and settings you can customize your build. And so usually it's a team of 3, but we had a small area to test it on, so it was just teams of 2. and you basically can set up your stats. You can have like fast bullets or fast fireballs. You can on the screen right now, or just a second ago because it's delayed. There's different builds you can do. So you can do like fast bullets, which shoot fast. You can do big bullets that you move slower, but they hit easier. And then you can do a high shield, so more defensive. And it's really fun. They have tournaments in Japan, and they have a World Cup. And yeah, I'm hoping it takes off here in New Zealand. It is in America, I believe. I think it has got there, but it's still probably quite small. And yeah, we can do a tournament and hopefully get a representative of New Zealand going to the World Cup in Japan next year. Because it's cool. It's my son. I loved sports as well. Like I like video games, but I love sports. My son's not interested. He played this. He's like, this is a sport I can handle. He's like, I like this sport, and it's getting gamers off the couch, I guess. Like it's a trope that we like sitting on couches, but it's kind of true. And yeah, and it's taking video games and mixing it with sport. They're trying to mimic esports, but not replace it. They're trying to take elements of esports and elements of actual sports and make a new kind of a new thing. Techno sports is what they're trying to do. The company who's behind it.
Awesome.
So that's one thing I've been up to. It's really cool. Hado, just Google it, have a look.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
It was a lot of fun.
Also, go check out Vader Van Oden's YouTube channel.
Yep, if you can.
Is it cool if I pop this video in chat if people want to watch it?
Yeah, for sure. And basically the video is just me and myself and Odin, footage of us playing it and also us talking about it. And we interview one of the guys behind the game. The audio was quite bad because it was in a noisy room, but so there's subtitles. We put subtitles in. Concrete Genie is a game I've been playing recently, and if you haven't played it, you should. It's a very good game. Sony exclusive. It's like half the cost of a full release game. It's only maybe a 6 to 8 hour game though.
Okay.
But I loved it. It was a really nice story, a nice setting. It was very peaceful and tranquil at times. There are darker moments, and it's a very sad situation, but it's not high intense, fast paced the whole way through like most other video games at the moment. So it was a nice change from other video games that I've been playing.
Nice.
So it was like a nice palate cleanser, and I thoroughly enjoyed it and highly recommend Concrete Genie.
Cool.
Okay.
Link's Awakening, but everyone's played that. Like I think the whole world played that game.
That's all right. Cool. Kat, what have you been up to?
Mostly just it's Spooktober, so a bunch of spooky games. We've been playing a lot of Alan Wake. It's my first playthrough of that game. So episode 5? No, we'll be on the last episode. Yes, so episode 6.
Tell us how you feel about the birds.
Birds kill you in this game. Anything dark kills you in this game. Darkness is evil, and you need light to kind of survive. I don't want to. It's one of those where you don't want to give too much because of spoilers, but it's the story's fun. It kind of shows it as you play. There are some I think personally things of the game. Like every chapter, you lose all your weapons.
Yeah, that's so annoying. I hate when games do that.
Just it makes you re-find everything again. All your inventory is just gone, so everything you had left over, it doesn't even matter. It's just oh, I'll save this for the next chapter. No, you won't.
I know.
But it's honestly been a lot of fun, and watching the story unfold. I love those kinds of games like that. They're a good mixture of scary, but also have a story. It's just let's jump scares into this as we potentially possibly could. Just play that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I played that game a long time ago on Xbox 360, I think. But it was that's about as scary of a game as I can handle. It's got quite a few jump scares, but it's not hardcore horror genre. Totally, it's more like a thriller, I guess. But yeah, it's a fun one. So yeah, do you have a so yeah, you have one episode left, and then you're moving on to more scary games for the rest of October, or?
That's kind of the genre I always play, so I just am using Spooktober as a means to like justify it.
Cool. Awesome. So if you want to go get scared, or at least watch Kat get scared, which is very entertaining, go do that. Cool. I've been, more FIFA 20. It's still early days in FIFA 20, and so obviously I'm not going to bore you all with my FIFA exploits. Also, Rocket League had an update. They added a bunch of items from Stranger Things. So if you're into Stranger Things, they added stuff. I unlocked the Camp Nowhere hat. People are commenting on Cat's spoopy background, which is fantastic. So I'm just showing a video here with some of the Stranger Things items. I want to get those like log wheels. Those are cool. There's this skin that's Hopper's shirt from the new season of Stranger Things. But yeah, there's some fun stuff in there. So my stream on Tuesday, I was playing Stranger Things. Oh yeah, they have like the farm map. They have like a upside down version with the mind flayer on it. So that's cool. But yeah, that's going on. There's a Halloween update I know in Apex as well that I want to try out, but I haven't gotten to it yet. But I'm definitely gonna do that before Halloween. And then other than that, mostly just prepping for Extra Life, which is coming up. We're just over 2 weeks away from Extra Life Game Day. I'll be talking a little bit more about that later on. But yeah, so that's what we've been up to. Community update, we are at 2,897 members. So we are inching closer to that 3,000 mark, which supposedly is pizza or something. I don't know. We'll have some kind of party at 3,000. We are just under 700 concurrent members.
Oh, can I interrupt?
What's that?
We held the first New Zealand LDS Gamers conference when I went to Auckland for the Hado. I went
That's
and
right.
caught up with Savai. Yeah, so he's up in Auckland, the only other LDS gamer from New Zealand on this Discord. And yeah, we caught up and played some board games and hung out and had some pizza
Very
and chocolate
cool.
milk.
Very cool. All right. Okay, we've got a note here about the September subathon. We talked about that last time, but thank you once again to everyone who helped us reach our goal for our subathon. All those emotes that we unlocked are now available. So there's the full 5 tier 1 emotes. So they're all there. If you're a sub, spam them in chat. Let's get all those emotes going. But thank you guys for all that support. Speaking of support, I mentioned Extra Life. So November 2nd is game day. This is a big plug for everyone to join our Extra Life team.
Follow the buttermelons.
Thank you for that follow, Kale. Anyone can join our Extra Life team. I posted about some of the perks and announcements on our Discord server. If you're not in our Discord server, there's the link to join our Discord. But we've got some perks for people who donate and also people who raise money for the team. The top 3 streamers who raise the most money for the LDS Gamers team will get a free LDS Gamers t-shirt. And then we'll also have LDS like Extra Life team buttons or pins for all members of our team who raise over $10. So those will be going out. And you will also get an Extra Life team role. And whenever you go live, you'll move up to the top of the user list on our Discord server, and it'll show that you're live, and people can click on your name and go straight to your stream. So Extra Life, for those of you who don't know what it is, I've got a little clip I can roll here. It's a little cheesy, but that's all right.
Finally. Oh, hi, I didn't see it. I bet you're an Extra Lifer. Wait, what is Extra Life? Seriously? Extra Life is a charity gaming fundraiser. We play games to raise money for local children's hospitals. We raised $13.5 million last year, and all because of people like you. What are you waiting for? Sign up to Extra Life to help kids like me.
All right, so it's not a Nintendo Switch game. That was going to the next video. So yeah, Extra Life, last year we reached our goal. We wanted to raise $1,000 for various children's hospitals. If you sign up for the team, you can pick your own hospital that you want to raise money for. So you can raise money for your local children's hospital. I'm raising money for Primary Children's Hospital in Salt Lake City in Utah. So that's my local hospital. And so last year we got to just under $1,200. And we had a goal that if we reached, Ghost, the founder of LDS Gamers, said he would get his legs waxed. And of course that happened. So this is an excuse for me to show that again. Because why wouldn't I?
I don't want to know what that deserves.
Oh, this is a whole different.
Man.
Ready?
No!
We have to do the rest.
Can't have it uneven.
Look at that one.
Just the face of his wife the whole time while doing this is perfect.
She enjoyed that, maybe a little too much.
He has tears in his eyes.
Yeah. Yep. So he has said that if we reach our goal this year, he'll do it again. I believe his leg hair has grown back. So so yeah, that's a thing. And our goal this year, we raised, as I mentioned, just under 1,200. Our goal this year is 1,500, so we're upping it a little bit. I think we can get there. Our community's bigger. We have more streamers now. So the more people we can get on the team, the better. I found that just talking to people in real life, friends, family, coworkers, fellow churchgoers, people a lot of them are surprisingly willing to support and excited. My mom once a year is proud of me for playing video games, and so she supports me and will actually come and watch my stream for a little bit. So that's really cool. And she'll contribute. One really cool thing that Extra Life did this year is they added the ability to create a Facebook fundraiser that links into your Extra Life profile. And that makes it a lot easier to share, a lot easier for old people to figure out how to contribute. And so that's cool. I created a fundraiser, linked it to my page, and posted it on Facebook. And the bishop of my local congregation donated $20. So just sharing it with people helps us out a lot. So anyone that wants to join the team, you are more than welcome to join, and just talk to me about getting that Extra Life team role. And I'm happy to help anyone who's curious about learning how to do it, how to set up alerts, all that stuff. Awesome. So that's coming up in 2 weeks. This will probably be our last podcast before Extra Life, so I wanted to make sure I took some time to talk about it. Metallic, you're going to talk about a stream for Mutual this week. Oh yeah. So last night, thank you everyone who came out to support. We got Wormo's video playing on the background here. So we had a young men's activity. I work with the youth group at my local church congregation, and they wanted to learn how to stream. So they came over to my place. One of the boys had a Twitch account but had never streamed before, so we helped him set up some basic scenes, showed him how to run a stream, how to get everything set up, and then we streamed. We took turns playing Overwatch, and I pinged our Twitch raiders, and several people showed up and jumped in chat. So thank you so much for doing that. It might have been kind of boring if we streamed for a couple hours and nobody was there, even though that's the reality of how your first stream usually goes. But thank you for that support. Cool. Yeah, thanks, Metallic. You were in there as well. Cool. Last thing on here. I thought we'd take a chance to look at the current Humble Bundle. As a lot of you know, we are Humble partners, and so we get, if you use our partner link, we get a little kickback when you buy stuff from the Humble Bundles. So there's the link. You can bookmark that link, ldsg.io/humble. That will automatically update to the most recent bundle. The most recent one is kind of interesting. I would avoid this $15 tier. Catherine's kind of a weird game, probably not super appropriate. But there is some really cool stuff in here. Stanley Parable is really cool, really trippy game. And you've got like there's a narrator and a bunch of different crazy stuff going on. You work in kind of an office, and one day you're the only one there and you're trying to figure out what's going on. There's a ton of different endings. So that one's really, really cool. That's in the just over average level. Thomas Was Alone. Yeah, this is at the $1 level. So for $1, you can get these 4 games. Thomas Was Alone. I've watched people stream this. I've never played it, so I'm probably going to pick up this level for $1.
It's quite clever for a very simple game graphically.
Yeah. And then I don't know any of these other games, but this one looks like an interesting aesthetic. It's kind of like a point-and-click adventure 2D animated game. But anyway, yeah, so that's the Humble Bundle. Also, if you do buy something from here, say you want to do the over average bundle, you can click here, choose where your money goes, and if you're so inclined, you could do this and just give all the money to LDS Gamers. Or you can support the developers, or give a humble tip, or you can choose exactly where all the money goes. So that's the current Humble Bundle. So check that out. If any of those games are interesting to you, hit that link in chat. Awesome. So let's talk upcoming game releases. Over the next couple weeks, we've got the new WWE game, which I know Malice is excited for. She was talking about it on her last podcast. Luigi's Mansion is coming out on Halloween. Luigi's Mansion 3. And then Pokemon Sword and Shield is coming up next month. So yeah, that's upcoming game releases. All right, so we will now move into our podcast title discussion. Before we jump into that, I want to take just a bit of time, and Kat, if you want to kind of introduce what you do on stream. I know you talked about what you've been playing. You've been playing Alan Wake. But can you talk a little bit about what you do on stream, what you do as a cosplayer, how you incorporate those into your streams?
Yeah, sure. I sometimes will just do random cosplay streams. A lot of my cosplays I make by hand, most of them. I like making props. I did Diddy from Kirby, that, so that one was fun. I didn't do that one on stream. I mostly go to anime conventions for those.
Nice.
um the anime
The
cons, but
buttermelons! Follow the buttermelons!
place to meet other like people who are interested in the same stuff you are.
Yeah.
Generally, I just kind of incorporate that into my streams. Just mix them up. Some days I'll look normal, and other days I look like, I don't know. Last time we did like a steampunk person. We've done Spider-Man, but like a gender bent. So I normally take like a lot of guy characters and turn them into female characters.
That's cool. It's cool.
You know, it's fun.
Nice. Awesome. So what is King DDD your favorite cosplay that you've done, or do you have a favorite of yours, and then what has been the favorite of your chats of cosplays you've done on stream, or maybe some of your regular viewers who are in chat can tell us.
No, I think I don't know how many of them have seen a lot of them. Most of them are in my Instagram. I think they've only seen like 2.
I know I saw the steampunk one you did.
Yeah.
That was
My
fairly recent.
favorite because I actually made his hammer. Fun. It was really hard to figure out how to do that. So
That's really cool.
it was pretty intense, and just getting it to actually work was like that exciting, like, I can do stuff.
That's always cool. Yeah, I always like figuring out new stuff. So that's awesome. Cool. All right. If chat has any questions for cosplaying Cat as we go, feel free to ask them. But once again, everyone go follow her because her streams are super fun.
Thanks.
Whoops, that's not right. That's not a command yet. Maybe someday. There we go.
And the name was right.
Yeah. Awesome. So, title discussion for today is streaming the future of gaming? So for first news item related to that from this past week, PlayStation 4 got an update that allows you to remote play to basically any Android device. So you can play games directly to your phone. So that's cool. And then along with that, we have Google Stadia, which is releasing next month. The Founders Edition is $129, comes with a Chromecast Ultra, 3 months of Stadia Pro, Destiny 2 with all the DLC, and a controller, and a 3-month buddy pass. So that's a thing. What are all of your thoughts on streaming video games versus, playing them directly on your console or PC? Do you think that's going to take off and be the future of gaming? Do you think that's just for filthy casuals? What do you think about streaming video games?
I'm not sold on it.
Same. I looked at the list of games that are, and I'm just not. Doesn't really, because they're not the games I play.
Yeah.
So there's that, and then just like I'm like an old, like, I don't know, like books. I'm the same way. I like having the physical copy in my hand.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm the same with games, because I'll buy a game and maybe play it hardcore for a few days, and then I'll wait for a few months and go back to it.
Yeah.
So I just feel like same thing idea of like renting, like you're renting it for a while, but you're never gonna pay it off. So I just don't like that concept. I like the thought of like, oh cool,
Right.
I'm gonna own, not I'm sharing it for a while.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I think with Google Stadia, it's kind of both. So you still have to buy the game, But then you're of course assuming that this is going to take off and Google Stadia is going to be around for a long time. And then if you want to play it in 4K, you also have to pay a $10 a month subscription fee to be able to do that. I think it's free, assuming you have the correct hardware to run it. You can play whatever games that you buy from Google Stadia for free at 720 and 1080p. I think is how they're pricing it. But
it's also, it leans to games that aren't responsive.
yeah,
unless it's really quick. Like I'm looking at Doom on there, and I haven't played it, but I know it's very fast paced.
yeah.
Is that going to actually work for most people, or is it going to be not quick enough? Because our internet speeds are getting good, but there is still latency.
Yep.
And it's a concern especially when you're further away from the servers or whatever. Yeah, I'm not sold on it. Like we all know I'm a huge Dark Souls fan. That ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
You can't play Dark Souls.
It's all timing.
I think one of the games was Elder Scrolls Online, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That game to potentially lose everything because so that's a high risk, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of
yeah.
The risk of them not succeeding and then losing the games you paid for is a big turn off. But it's one of those things. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy because people will worry about not being able to hold the game, so no one will buy into it, and so then it won't succeed. But yeah, I'd rather have my console and be able to play physically where I am.
Right. Yeah.
So have you heard some concepts about Stadia though that they're doing with their AI and everything?
No.
And how
tell us.
they're actually, the idea behind it is they're going to teach an AI to like kind of predict your next move.
Whoa.
So like as you're playing, it's learning your habits and everything, and it'll like predict your next move to the point where it's almost like a aim assist in a way if you play a shooter or something.
That sounds awful. That sounds awful.
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, it makes it sound even worse. That was possible.
Yeah, I'm not buying into that. Like that, because the whole point of online games or playing a video game is that we have our unique way of playing, and I guess if it's learning you, but it's learning based on history, whereas humans, we tend to adapt and change. Whereas, yeah, sorry, I'm adapting and changing. You're not. Right.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I agree with that because like if you look at, for instance, I used to work at GameStop, and the shelves used to be full of like games, and then we went to like digital copies, and so now if you go into GameStop, you see mostly like merchandise. You don't even see physical copies anymore. So now I think they're trying to take it to another step, and they're just like, just forget buying it completely and just stream it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's an interesting concept. I think if I didn't have a way to play games right now, I would definitely be considering it. You compare the cost of buying a Stadia controller versus buying a console or building a gaming PC. I think that's where the appeal is. The thing is, I don't know how many people want to play video games that don't have a way to play them, especially this late in a console cycle. I think it's a good timing for them to kind of create this streaming device or streaming platform where you can play games in 4K. 4K gaming still really isn't mainstream. I know you've got the Xbox One X and the PS4 Pro, but a lot of those are really just upscaling a 1080p game, and they're certainly not 4K 60 FPS most of the time. So they're giving you an option to do that. You can try it out. If people really like it, maybe they stick to it. I think, Vader, what you said, latency is going to be the biggest determining factor on if this works or not, and we're just not going to know till it comes out. If they have enough servers, if everyone can have a super good ping, and if you have a good connection, it could work. But every other streaming platform that has existed really hasn't worked for any kind of game that requires any snappy reactions. It probably works for cinematic, action adventure games. Like you could play Uncharted or like a Tomb Raider style game on there, or more strategy based games. But for like a first person shooter or fighting game, where you need like frame perfect timed moves, it's just, there's no way. At least I don't know. Google, they're wizards, so maybe they figured it out. But we'll just have to see.
My concern is that it will be forced on us, and that will change the type of games that we get. And that's my biggest fear, is because that will lead to a very specific type of game development, and we'll lose the creativity to some extent.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was
cool.
reading the chat. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm reading chat as well. I'm just seeing what people in chat think, if they're looking forward to Stadia, or for me, I've obviously invested a lot in my gaming PC, so I may be biased, and trying to justify the money I've spent on my PC, but just adding that level of latency, and then also betting on this new platform with my dollars, and buying games on it, when I don't know if it'll be around a year from now. That's a risk for me. So if it's still around in a year, and the game library is quadrupled, I might give it a shot. But right now the library is pretty limited. I kind of need to wait and see how this takes off.
They're all old games. Like if they were really serious, they should be coming out the gate with a new exclusive game.
So I don't know that they have any major exclusives. They do have the new Doom game is going to be on there. Cyberpunk is going to be on there. What else? Any other big upcoming titles? Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to be on there when it comes to PC.
I know a big one, like depending on the type of people that like the sports simulator game. It's the new one that's supposed to be coming out.
Sorry, we lost you for a second. You're just breaking up.
Simulator game that's on the list that's supposed to be coming
Football
out.
Manager?
A game where you put tons of hours into it.
Oh, Farming Simulator? Is that the one you said?
No, football.
Football Manager. Yeah.
That's another one where you have to put a lot of time and hours into.
See, that's one that would totally work for streaming, because you're basically just looking at charts and like setting lineups and stuff. It's not. Yeah, that's something that would totally work for streaming.
But the concern is if you lose your progress because the platform is taken away from you,
right?
That would suck. If you'd spent 300 hours building your team.
Exactly.
I think that's what Kat's trying to say.
Yeah. There you go. Okay. Awesome. Any other thoughts on streaming?
Well, the next item is that I put in there, I snuck in there without you realizing, is the PS5 controller has had a patent released. And so it's leaning towards the push towards streaming. I'm a little apprehensive about it. But for the PS5, they've got a special controller. They haven't said much about it. It's going to have haptic feedback triggers, and developers in their games can push, change how tight or tense they are. So like that they can give feedback to the player. But the patent that's been released recently, or was put forward to the patent people, is that it's going to be a controller that connects to a server rather than the client device. So we don't know too much details, but it's basically, I think it's a way to help with latency.
I think
so
that's
the controllers
isn't that what Stadia does?
I believe I heard that before. I believe so. Is the idea is it connects directly to the server to play the game rather than device then to the server. So it reduces the lag and input lag. So yeah, it looks like Sony are doing something similar, potentially
Huh.
to increase the use of PlayStation Now.
They must be doing it in a slightly different way if they're applying for a patent. So
Yeah, I'd imagine so. Or Google haven't bothered doing a patent, and Sony trying to get in
that
there
doesn't
before
sound
they
like
can.
Google, but
Yeah,
maybe.
who
Maybe.
knows?
Who knows? Yeah, that's interesting. So they're obviously trying to build out on their. So would that just be an extension of remote play and PS Now? I guess.
I believe. Well, that's the speculation.
Yeah.
Again, companies like do patents to throw people off, or just to hold ideas in limbo until they can actually use them. Like
Yeah.
before the Switch came out, there's some crazy patents they put forward
Yeah.
that were never taken up with the Switch. So it could just be Sony holding a spot in the market with their controller, or it could be legit to try and improve their PlayStation Now quality.
Okay. Yeah, the other thing about streaming that I forgot to bring up is just data caps, and how that could potentially play in. A lot of ISPs in the US, I'm not sure if it's the same way in New Zealand, Vader, but a lot of ISPs have a data cap. I know Comcast, you can't use over a terabyte per month, or you pay overages. A lot of ISPs are even lower than that. Some are 200, 250 gigs a month. And there have been instances of people going over that just from like streaming 4K Netflix. So when you introduce streaming entire games, that could add up really fast. And so it'll be interesting to see how that impacts usage of these game streaming services, where you can download a game and you can play that game for months and months, and your actual internet usage once you have that initial download is pretty minimal. Just sending packets to and from servers isn't a ton of data. So we'll have to see how that plays out, how much data it actually uses when you're streaming a game.
Yep. But not that anyone cares, but just we have unlimited as basically the standard here.
Okay.
But they do have like a fair use clause, but I've never heard of anyone breaking that fair use.
So like you can't.
So I don't know.
You can't like sign up and then set up your own video streaming service and like post.
Probably not. Yeah, you'd have to go to a business plan. So I don't know what that would be, and if it would be even a terabyte. I use quite a bit with uploading YouTube videos. So I think I hit around the 400 gigabytes a month.
Yeah. We had Comcast when we lived in Denver, and I went over the terabyte limit one time because I got a.
That's a lot.
Well, what it was I like wiped my. I did a clean install of my PC, and I was just re-downloading every game onto my PC, and so it was like 2 terabytes of games that I was downloading in a few days, and so but it can add up. But I guess that's a perk of streaming is you wouldn't have to do that. So it's just whatever game you're playing at the moment that you're using data for, and you don't have to have storage for all your games. Or if you just want to try out a game, you don't have to download it. Yeah, like I just downloaded Destiny 2 on Steam because it switched over, and it was 80 gigs for Destiny 2. And some games are even worse than that.
Yep.
So,
and they're only getting bigger.
Yeah. Alrighty. Other news stories. I saw this one. I just thought it was kind of funny. There was this guy who spent over $150,000 on microtransactions in a mobile Transformers game.
It's sad.
And that is just insane on a level that I can't comprehend.
Do
I-
the math of how much you could buy with that. Like,
Well, you can- Think of all the FIFA packs you could buy with that.
Oh,
I
don't
know.
know.
I like to relate this.
Microtransactions are the worst. They should be taken away.
But yeah, so that's pretty crazy. Yep, 150,000 US dollars.
That's mental.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then
On that though, they've got the
yeah,
Apple have released their arcade,
they have.
which
I don't know
removes
anything about it.
microtransactions. I only know a little. I haven't had a chance to try it yet, but I've looked at the games and it said there's ad-free, no microtransactions. It's just proper games that you can play.
Okay.
And it's just it's like, for you guys, it's probably like $4 or $5 a month subscription.
Mhm.
So I'm not a big fan of subscriptions, but the idea that you can have like no ads in a mobile game, and with the new update, you can use your PlayStation or Xbox controllers on the iPad or your phone, so you can actually play proper games
That's cool.
on your iPad. And there's some cool releases. Oceanhorn was quite a good game, a Zelda clone, and Oceanhorn 2's one of the games that they've got with
Nice.
the arcade.
Yeah, I always pay the $2 or $3 in when I have the option in an app to remove ads, or remove those annoying things. It's so funny how like people are totally fine paying $60 for a game on a console, but then they will never spend any money on any kind of mobile game and just complain about how there's ads or microtransactions and they just want everything for free. But this is an interesting way to get around that.
Yeah, I'm happy to buy. I'm the
subscription.
same as you. I'm happy to buy a game for mobile phone, but just there's very few because they can make more from microtransactions, like we just see here, and it's prying on the addictions of us humans, and it makes me angry. So like this guy, I feel sorry for him because he's been addicted to this game.
Yeah,
and he's probably ruined his life spending that much money. Yeah. And so I think it's a good thing what Apple have done, and providing a way that you can get rid, especially for kids. Like now you can have a way they can play the games they want without having all these advertisements thrown at them.
Yeah, I think that's great. All right.
Sorry,
last thing on here. There's a Stellaris mobile game, following on the mobile game topic, that got pulled from the store because it basically just copied a bunch of assets from Halo and artwork, and it's pretty crazy. Here, let me show the so here's the here's the game, exactly and it's like you've even got UNSC, like Scorpion tank, you've got a warthog. Like, how lazy could you get that you just pick one of the most iconic gaming franchises and just completely rip off a bunch of stuff? Here's the like,
they took the planes out.
It's like the exact same image. Yeah, they took out the
oh, you can see where they photoshopped the plane out.
Creep there.
Yeah, the plane on the right, you can see like it's all smudged.
Yeah. So, yeah, they made a Stellaris mobile game. I guess it was just outsourced to some, foreign studio. They basically said, make our mobile game, and they probably, I mean, I think that's what happens a lot when these they outsource these mobile games for the cheapest bidder. And of course, the only way they can actually make it that cheap is by stealing stuff. Obviously, they weren't very smart with how they did it. People are going to notice Halo. So they should have picked some indie game that no one's ever played to steal from. But that was embarrassing for them, and they got caught. So don't steal, kids. And if you do, don't get caught. All right.
It's right there.
We've got a lot of cosplaying cat admirers here having pillow fights in chat. That's the best part of being a subscriber to Cat is the emotes are fantastic. And it's the bangs and the emotes are great. All right. And any last thoughts? Those were all the items I wanted to touch on for tonight. We're at just under an hour here. Any last thoughts? We have a section here for picks or plugs of the week. If you have a specific thing you want to plug, like maybe some cat headphones or something, feel free to tell us about it. Or just plug your channel or YouTube or whatever.
I don't even know what pick and plug means.
If you have if you have like a specific game or a book you've been reading recently, you can plug it. We used to have like a Amazon affiliate thing. We might still, but I think they removed. I don't think we get kickbacks from Amazon anymore. I don't think we're big enough. They decided they were too cool for us. So we used to always do that. We haven't done it in the last couple. It's okay, we can skip it.
I think that
I just want to know where you got your headphones.
they were a gift from someone. I don't even wait. I think I might have to find the box and I'll send you a picture.
Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna say
You need to get a second pair so that you can charge the other one when it.
No, I'm really bad. I finish the streams and I'll honestly look at them and be like, I'll come back and plug them into charge, and I don't.
They die like every stream, and then you got to switch to your other headphones. Your other headphones are cool too. They're just not cat headphones.
Yeah.
All right. Any questions from chat before we go? Wait, are you doing Twitch Sings tonight, or do they just want you to?
They just want me to. Tell me.
You should definitely watch Cosplaying Cat next time she does Twitch Sings, whenever that is.
I can honestly say that I will never do Twitch Sings.
But
Twitch
I do.
Sings is so much fun.
I can't sing.
That's okay. That's not what
I don't
karaoke's
like-
about. Karaoke's
I don't
not
like to
about
sing.
being a great singer. It's about commitment and making a fool of yourself.
I do that enough as it is.
Yeah, I mean, if that's basically what being a streamer on Twitch is. Cool. All right. Well, thank you everyone for coming out and supporting the stream tonight. Let's see. Thank you for the new follows tonight from Doggo, Cosplaying Cat followed us, Kale, and the Monkey Man. We also got 1 bit from Valiant Paradox, which did not trigger our alert. But thank you for that 1 bit, Paradox. And yeah, thanks everybody. 2 weeks from now is Halloween, so we probably won't be doing a podcast on Halloween because we'll have trick-or-treaters coming over here and stuff. But probably the week after that, we'll try to come back with another podcast for you. And then this video will be uploaded on YouTube tomorrow, and I'll try to get it up on the audio feed within the next day or so as well. So thanks everybody. Bye.
You're welcome.
Thank you Vader and Luce and Kat for joining us. Check out all their streams and whatnot. They're all amazing.
Thanks.
Bye everybody.
We're stopping. All right.
I
I keep forgetting you're there, the loose.